Without rain, nothing
It's the
grows.
Frosty Bank Show.
Learn to embrace the storms of your life. Welcome, everybody. My name is Frosty,
It's the Frosty
and
Bank
welcome to the
Show.
Frosty Bank Show.
Yeah.
Now, storms come and storms go. It's how you deal with it
Frosty Bank Show.
and allow it to elevate your game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about to explain. No matter the circumstances, no matter how far you come,
Frosty Bank
storms
Show.
will happen.
Yeah.
Now, you can sit there and say, woe was me,
It's the Frosty Bank Show.
or you can just have different types of bowls around you and let the storm fill up to carry you to another level. That's what I'm about.
It's the Frosty
Come on.
Bank Show.
Dive in with your boy.
Yeah.
This is Frosty Banks Show.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Frosty Banks Show. Now, like I said, without rain, nothing grows. Learn to embrace the storms of your life. But now let's start to dive deep on why storms happen, how to move during a storm, and when you finally know the storm has went away. Right? Okay. Getting through a storm. Okay. Now, why storms happen? Storms happen for growth, change, and strength. So, a lot of times when we're working on a project, it is a form of a storm. And during storms, we are experiencing all three of growth, change, and strength. But to break those down carefully and differently, and here's why. We're going to start with growth. When you're studying for a test or trying to meet a deadline with something, you're being tested on how much information that you starting to obtain, and also you're learning how to elevate yourself, if it's mentally or if it's some type of capacity that you're not used to, and you're trying to fill yourself with all different types of information, and now you're starting to stretch yourself in a good way to finish the task that is at hand. And when it comes to you doing that, your mental will start to trigger other receptacles, pollicles in your brain is going to activate, and it's going to say, pew, pew, pew. Now we're growing. We can't do things of the old, but now we can start doing things of the what's about to happen during this growth period. And that is part of change. Now, that's growth. The change part of a storm is when you have to change your disposition on how to do what is right for it. For example, you're on your job, a new change of management starts to come, and you feel like you were struggling with the old regime, and now you have to succumb to this new change. And it's just like, oh man, I just finally got the old rules down packed. Now I have to learn some new rules that this person was put in place and doesn't understand the whole structure that we have on here. And so now you're succumbing to change. And how well you adapt to that change becomes a factor. Like, for example, like we're going through this quarantine. Many people at first they was like, shoot, what? I'm getting paid at the same time. I'm sitting at home. That first month and a half was a breeze for a lot of people. But when that second month kicked in, we saw it. I need a haircut. I need outside. Man, so many people who didn't run started to run. I'm like, damn, it took a pandemic for y'all to exercise. But hey, everybody's different. But I'm hoping through this rhetoric, you will actually understand and see everything's happens for certain people in their lives through this change. And then you have, now I showed you guys growth, where you should elevate yourself in growth. Again, like I said, when you start to learn different things, and so you to stretch yourself in a better capacity for you can start to move. And during some storms for the change, which is the second point, is where you have to switch with the program. You may not like it, but sometimes it may be for the good or for the bad, but you understand when you change and you shift, it's going to be some type of tension, but it's needed. It's very needed. And then for the third things why storms happen is because of your strength. During the test of time, we see a lot of people strength is just unfathomable. We want to idolize certain people in our lives for their strength. Some people look to politicians, their parents, musicians, authors, activists, poets, some people's religious beliefs. It is up to you. When strength and a storm comes, it tests a lot of you. Sometimes it's physical strength, and sometimes it is mental strength. When that pressure comes upon yourself, how do you attack it? The things that you thought you knew to handle a storm becomes different. And then you rely on that strength to pressure, persevere, to hit it, and to go through it. To go through a storm, that takes a lot of mental strength, more than you ever do know. But it depends on what type of storm that it is. So again, I repeat, for why storms happen is growth, change, and strength. In all storms, we must grow to be a better person and be able to stretch and be like a banana tree or a palm tree, be able to bend but not fall, with hold against the storms. And then during the change, you should have a better outlook on a lot of the circumstances. Instead of view it one way, you could view it another way. And then the strength part about it, your mental toughness to persevere through it, to knock down your storm, to be able to puff up your chest and say, oh, you start to blow the storm somewhere else. That's mighty. And through it all, those, you have to understand now the next is how to move during the storm. Now, so check this out, right? I had a storm. And my storm about me is dealing with people. that's the storm that I go through. And in the business that I am in, I'm learning change, strength, and growth. The, the change about it is there are many people doing what you are doing, right? And I can sit back and I can say, okay, I need to elevate my game before I can stand out. And this is causing me to change and grow. Because we, in the podcast arena or any type of arena that you are in, everybody's doing something. Everybody's speaking about something. Everybody's creating something. Like for teachers, I applaud teachers. And I hope this reach out to a lot of teachers and educators on this one. Because this is a storm that they are going through now. And how they're moving through a storm. Like for instance, during this pandemic, they were teaching their students inside the classrooms. Then they experienced change onto now they are virtual. Everything's virtual now. And having the students on, they're at their own personal homes, and you're just having however minutes they have on TV, on the screen, right? Some people use a TV, some people use laptops, iPads, cell phones. The world's their oyster, right? And then you start to see how they're moving, because I applaud teachers and educators. And now there's a difference between the two. But they displayed this message here. They could have said, woe was me, I can't go through this. Now that they're working extra hard. And people forget how many students are in a classroom. Some have between 17 to 30, maybe 35 at the max, depending what school district that you are in. I could be wrong if I'm wrong, but the most I've ever seen when I went to high school, it was like 34, 35. I'm just being honest with you. That's why I said it depends on jurisdiction. But anyway, how they move is so phenomenal. I need to be asking the people who I know are teachers, are you okay? How are you feeling? Because we see now they're still going through a storm. And the courage, the strength, the mentality that they're doing, and it's like a light bulb, and just every time they want to switch it off, it continues to stay on. They got to screw on another light bulb. They're changing their curriculum, and their outward and their mentality is changing, and they're growing, because now that storm that they had in the classroom has expanded even more significantly to however students' homes plus their parents. That to me is just wow. I applaud teachers. I don't speak down on teachers. If I'm dating a person who's a teacher, I'm like, look, you can come to me if you need extra stuff for your classroom, because y'all mold and shape the kids of the future. Whether, and then they're watching, they're underpaid babysitters. I'm just being flat out honest. That's just my opinion. And how they go through things is just phenomenal. And that's a perfect example of how to move during the storm. And for them to transition themselves from one plateau to another plateau, and it's like, it's unfathomable. So how to move during the storm. You buckle down. You take a breather. Meditate. You like you figure out how to face it head on, even if it's by yourself or is with your team. And the reasons why I pick teachers for this example is individually they held it down in the classroom, and to allow that to seep into another arena that they were just used to doing that for, probably for some people, for socially, or if it's just a communitive within their community with other teachers and faculty and fact, you know, and other faculties and stuff like that. But now they're switching it. Now they know how to change with the system that's been put in front of them. And so now, instead of dealing with their children one-on-one, they're dealing with the parents one-on-one, because now they're trying to figure out, okay, what's my child really doing? So this is how my child really acts. And how they dealing with that storm repeatedly over and over. And they can be doing something personal, right? On their all time. And they staying on that mode. And it's just like, wow, there's no truly off switch. You know, and to me, again, that's phenomenal. I'm not a teacher. I applaud teachers. I applaud educators. Thank you guys. Y'all are superheroes. And I'm trying to give y'all flowers while y'all can hear them. That goes for each and every single one, from grade schools, from preschools, kindergarten, up to 12th grade, colleges, professors, you know, from online teachers, from mentors. I thank y'all, because y'all teaching us, y'all taught us, for some people, how to maneuver during storms, right? And then learn how to rest while you're moving during the storm. I know a lot of times many people do not do that. It is much needed. With the rain is coming down on you and you're gauging yourself for this battle, sometimes we need to rest. And I think that's very important. It can be a nap, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 hours, 6, 16. It's your choice. But as long as you get your rest in, to recharge for the battle, and because of the rest, you have that strength to grow, change, and to have renewed strength. And another one is talking about it. Yeah. How you move during the storm, sometimes you got to express yourself during it. Some people meditate. Some people write things down. Some people pray. Some people sing. Some people shout. There's many forms of factors. Some people run. But as long as it's helpful, it can be that extra sword, that extra shield, and a lot of times it can be that extra comfort. And that's how you move during a storm. I remember one storm that I had that I learned. It was me becoming a man. That's an everyday storm on itself, especially when I think I got everything coming. I'm like, oh, shoot, I can't do this. And I embrace myself. And I'm just like, let's go for a run. And I would run probably like for 2 or 3 miles. And I look how far I've gone. And it's like, And I just look around. I'm like, okay, it's just you. Now, meditate for a minute. I'm meditating, trying to get my mind for not waving, staying focused, channel my breathing. And then, after 20 minutes, some say, go for 3 more. Push your limit. And before I know, I run 6 miles. Additionally to the 3 that I did. And I walk back the rest of it home. I'm like, man, that's something. And then I have to get back to the task that is at hand. And during that run, it taught me consistency, poise, through the meditation, stay calm, push yourself, but stay calm. And now you're moving through the storm. I embrace myself as a lovable entity of joy, no matter how things are. It's just crazy. Now, the last segment, when you finally know the storm has went away. When the storm has finally go away, you're plowing through it. For example, probably when I'll be cooking. This term we call the weeds, when the ticket's coming on in and you have like, depending what station that you're in, you probably have like 6 dishes that you make. And a lot of times some of the items may have 7 to 8 items to go to make 1 plate. I worked at some places like that and got in the weeds. And that persecution alone would put more on me than I ever do know. But as the more that, instead of running, continue to run through it. And when those tickets start to pile up, my speed is getting better and I'm able to do, sauteing over here. I got this because I know how long this takes. I can go ahead and play 2 things, put that in the window and say that, order up to give to the expediter. The next thing I know, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I say, I got this. What? Man, come on. What? Hollering, hey, I need some more of this before I go out. Oh, I'm just doing it, playing up the dishes, and everybody's seeing. And what I love about, for me, when my storm, I want people to know, when you finally get that over the hump, over the storm, your confidence is off the chain. Your aura starts to fill up that space where people just start to look and saying, yo, what is he on? I want that. I need that. And then when that next type of storm try to present itself again, you just like, blow it out the way, move over, do the Heisman, hurdling, chugging, juking. I'ma say it, you're not jiving with it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite words, jiving, Jiving. And it feels so immaculate. Oh man, you embracing the storms of your life. And you experience growth, because check this out. Remember I told you the points why storms happen? the strength. You're feeling that whatever next task comes towards you, you can do it. You feel that, ooh, I can do it. And then the change, you adapt it to another situation. There was a time where I'm working in the kitchen and I walk in, and now is I was handed a brand new menu. I was like, whoa, didn't know how to plate up anything. The station was a horrible mess. And that was a storm that I experienced before. I had two things I could have done that moment. I could have got upset and say fuck you and leave, or I can stand and accept that challenge. And that's what I did, because I know there are going to be many storms and challenges in my life. I can't run away of the next. I mean, I can't run away of this one, knowing the fact there's going to be another one ahead. So what I did was say, man, it may be a long day, but I'm about to rock it out. And it was so cool that I filled up that station. I waited to learn how to plate up the items. I did it. Still was prepping, still was going. And we had a packed house. I think we did close to 300 covers. And my chef said, I appreciate you, because I know that's a hard task. I said, hey, this ain't my first rodeo. That was significance. And when for him to say that, and he saw the change in me prior some years and years before, and just like, I'm a different person. And yeah, I puffed my chest on out there like, yeah, I did that. Your boy did it. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop me. I don't care. I played, like, we allowed to have our earbuds in from time to time. I was just like, I played Macklemore. Can't hold us. I was like, yeah, I did this. And then I was like, I it came to the point, man, I felt like I was so bad. I would just be making my own food to make, you know what I'm saying? Just like da 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 da, tickets coming in. I'm like, da 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 da. It's like, oh, we need this. Already in the window. And I just be like feeling myself, and I just be like, all right, I be jotting things down, want to talk about doing certain things I want to do when I get home and stuff like that. I know I don't need to be getting cocky, conceited, and I can hear y'all judgmental tones, but embrace it, because you know what? That confidence that I just displayed, that's part of a storm, and that right there, everybody displays how they champion something. Just embrace that person's victory through that storm. And when you see that next one, they persecute and go past the next one and the next one. You're getting through your storms. And what's most important thing about it is, however you want your life to be, those storms are in your way to help you become that person that you want to be. For instance, I've been working out, and my body is damn near almost there where I want it to be. I'm just trying to figure out how in the world I got my same pant size that I was in high school. I'm 33 years old. I just turned 33. I never thought. And now that I'm getting myself the desired shape. So my storm is now is pack on the right type of muscle for I can have that chisel look. And so I can just bask in my sexiness. But you know, exercise is the type of storm that everybody goes through. Embrace it. It's for our good. I want to leave you guys with this. Love yourself during the storm. Never give up on yourself. The moment that you do, it takes greater work to put yourself on the other side when you're being negative towards yourself instead of being optimistic to get through the storm. Because when we repeatedly down ourselves, we dig ourselves in the grave that's towards the death. We need to love ourselves even more, because the more that you do it, you will achieve and beat your storm. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. My name is Frosty. Thanks. I want you guys to share and like, and this has been brought to you by Ashton Film Studios.